RECIDS. Hello and welcome to RECIDS, where we review RECIDS. This week we are reviewing David Bowie's 25th through 8th. I've seen so many different numbers. Who knows what it is? David Bowie's 20 blank album, Black Star.
Yep. It's not really Black Star, it's just a black star.
Well.
Miss Mad Thursday. Pop up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Prince was the artist formerly known as Prince, and he was just a symbol.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That is how you title this album. So basically, this album is, it was released on David Bowie's birthday, January 8th, 2016. He is 69 years old, and you know, for most of his career, he's been like a weird experimental, like pop, rock and roll singer. But nobody really expected what came out of Black Star. And you know, he went to a club in 2013, 2014, and he heard this this band playing that someone recommended to him, and then he went into the studio and recorded what would become Sue or In a Season of Crime with these people, and then he loved working with them so much he brought them back to perform or to record Black Star.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and they had
That's
they had to sign non-disclosure agreements, especially because it was so highly anticipated. And at the same time, Bowie is writing, and there is now in productions, an off-Broadway musical, Lazarus, which is probably going straight to Broadway as soon as it's done, because it completely sold out, because anything David Bowie touches goes to gold. And I can firmly say that that is true after listening to Black Star.
Yeah, we will see Lazarus on Broadway.
Oh, for sure.
That happens.
It will, and we'll see it. And I mean, the title track from Lazarus is actually on Black Star, and it was one of the singles. There were two singles coming out, Black Star and Lazarus, and both, well you'll see. There's 7 tracks. I ordered the vinyl, but Amazon is the worst company, and it's late. Amazon.
Just like every other thing we order from Amazon.
Literally everything I order. Okay, that's not what this episode's
Fuck
about.
you, Amazon.
Let's see how good David Bowie's 69th birthday could have gone for him. Track 1 is Black Star. It's a very weird,
Experimental?
It's very experimental, creepy, very ominous, long.
I feel like it's unlike any other song on the album.
Yeah.
Because it's weirder than any other song.
Yeah, it really is. Because especially when you see the music video, it's a concept.
Who's texting?
Especially when you see the music video, there's a very definitive story that happens in the song that, you know, you definitely don't. I don't know what it is. Some people say it's about ISIS, but David Bowie hasn't mentioned, and he probably won't. 'Cause he can't give everything away. So you'll find out about that later. But overall, the first time I listened to it, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with David Bowie? Like, he's fucking creepy.
Yeah, I watched it when I almost died.
Yeah,
It's so creepy.
I was like, he's fucking insane. He's lost his fucking mind.
It just seems like he's an old man, like a crazy old man.
Yeah. But I was fascinated by it and kept listening to it and listening to it and listening to it. And now I know every single word, and I love it. One of the best songs on the album, probably one of the best songs in David Bowie's entire career. Which is saying something, and definitely a point.
Yep, point for me.
Number 2 is 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore, and this was the first song on the album when you listen to it that we hadn't heard, obviously, because it's the second track. I'm fucking stupid. And it starts, you know, he's like breathing, and you're like, oh, what's happening? And then the music starts, and it's like crazy, crazy music, but very intent. You know, it's definitely jazz where it's like probably partially improvised. It definitely has to be improvised, but it's fucking phenomenal. Like it sounds so good.
It sounds random, but not random at the same time.
Yeah, it's like focused.
Yeah.
It's like focused random spontaneity, if that makes any sense. And basically, the chorus is so catchy. I think Bowie, especially because I think it's interesting. Most artists aren't going to release a song where they can't like hit the notes, but I think that's what makes this song so good is where Bowie's like, you know, struggling almost to like hit some of the notes. Yeah, 'tis a pity she was a whore. It's weird. It's intriguing. It's musically, it's intense. It's a fascinating song. I love it. Point.
Yeah, point for me. I have no idea what the song is about though, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the least. What am I trying to say? It's
your
not
least
the
favorite.
Yeah, it's not the strongest on the album. I'll say that because I don't know if it's my least favorite because I like. Not bad.
Are you giving it a point?
Yeah, I'll give it a point. It's just not the strongest song on the album, is what I'm saying. But it's pretty good because the entire album is phenomenal.
Agreed. Next is Lazarus. This was the second single that came out and the second music video, which was equally as creepy, if not creepier, than the first one for Black Star. But this song is fucking beautiful. The saxophone, the guitar, it's the lyrics. You know, Bowie's voice sounds really good on this song.
It feels so sad.
It's very like mellow.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a great song. Like when I first heard it, it was phenomenal. Like just right off the bat, phenomenal. And then I was like, well, what is this gonna be? Like I thought this was gonna be a concept album based on the first song, but I don't think it is anymore. But then the music video came out and he's playing the same character, and he's reprising a character from the 70s that he created, the man who fell to earth, Lazarus, that this Broadway show's about. But it fits so well on this album because it's so beautiful. Great song. Point.
Yep, great song. Point.
Next is Sue, or In a Season of Crime, and it is a re-recorded version from Nothing Has Changed, the compilation album that it first appeared on, and it's more focused, more intense.
It's definitely more intense. It's more fast. It's less jazz-like, more post-rock.
Yeah, it's definitely shoegaze.
Yeah.
One of the reviews that I read said, and I think it sums it up pretty well, that it's the equivalent of a music panic attack. And I thought that was
I think
phenomenal.
That's spot on.
I was like, that is great. And one of the things that I liked, that I think is very interesting about this song is that his vocals are almost buried in the music. As you know, you can hear him, but you know on the other version it was like two different songs. And in this one, it's almost if the music is like, you know, drowning him, and it's amazing.
It feels like it's less about less about the lyrics, more about the music, but like the lyrics are still there to give it more meaning. Give it more, just phenomenal song. I like this version better.
Yeah, I'm not sure
it's
yet.
official. I like it better.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but it's definitely a point. Fits on the album, sounds great, a great re-recording, it's not even a re-recording, it's like a complete reworking, a complete imagining of the song, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, this belongs on Black Star.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds like Black Star.
Right.
And it's a phenomenal song, I give it a point.
Next is Girl Loves Me. Probably the weirdest song on the album. He's speaking.
Yeah, I would say it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would agree. He is speaking in a language from A Clockwork Orange, the book and the movie. I think it's like Radsat or something like that. Something weird, Nadsat.
Yeah, I think it's Nadsat. Some shit like that.
Yeah, and it's fucking catchy. It's vulgar. It's weird. It's like almost like a rap, and it's hard to explain.
I've ever heard from him.
Yeah,
it's like a rap kind of.
It's so hard to explain if you haven't.
Shoegaze.
If you haven't heard it, it's so he yodels. He's like yodeling the notes, and he's like, "Where the fuck did Monday go?" And it's so weird.
Oh, that's my favorite part where it goes, "Go!"
But it's so weird, it's so intriguing, it's fucking phenomenal, it's such a great song. Definitely a point. Probably one of the best on the album.
Yeah, I give it a point. I just wish I knew what it was about.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so good, but
Yeah,
I just wish I wish I knew what any David Bowie song is.
Yeah, part of my interpretation of the song is because a lot of his recent music from The Next Day and Black Star is kind of about looking back on his life and his mortality, and I think especially as he consistently repeats "Where the fuck did Monday go?" is kind of like what the fuck, like where the fuck did Monday go? Like life is going by so fast. Meet me at the dang.
He's gonna die soon. I'm gonna cry.
David Bowie is a fucking. Well, I was gonna say national treasure, but he's British, so. Fuck
International
the UK.
treasure.
Yeah. But definitely a point.
I'm going in for a fist bump. You can't see that.
There it is.
Yeah, definitely a point.
Next is Dollar-Days?
Dollar-Days.
It is Dollar-Days, yeah. Great song. Again, it's a slower, more emotional. I feel like it's more about Bowie than the characters that he's introduced on this album. And it's like a neat introspective to him as just a person, and oh my god, it's such a great song. And I can't overstate it enough. Like he says, I can't think of how it goes. Don't think I'm forgetting you. I'm dying too.
I thought that was on the next one.
I don't think so.
I think
No, that's Dollar-Days.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's Dollar-Days. I'm dying to, I'm trying to is Dollar-Days.
Oh.
Yeah. Great song. I love that when you read the lyrics, it's I'm dying to as an also, T-O-O, which adds a different meaning to the song, and it's
so good.
It's so good, David.
I feel like we're this 12-year-old that we watched on YouTube who just did reviews of things, and it's just it's good.
Oh yeah.
But, there's no other way to say how good this album is.
You have to listen to it.
Without being too wordy and without people completely losing what we're meaning.
Right, so Dollar-Days, easy point.
Yeah,
easy point. And then that fades in phenomenally to I Can't Give Everything, which is one of my favorite songs on the album.
Great transition.
A great transition, a great end to the album. Fucking phenomenal, David. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so sad.
It's just so good front to end, this album.
Yeah.
I mean, this song closes it out so well.
Exactly. So another point to round out Black Star.
Yeah, another point.
And you know what that means?
That's
the sirens. That's the sirens.
Attention, my name is Gordon Ramsay, and I'm an award-winning chef and hotel reviewer. This is a RECIDS record exclusive. This is not a test. Watch my new season of Hotel Hell and Master Chef on Fox.
Black Star by David Bowie, I gave it a 7 out of 7. RJ also gave it a 7 out of 7. You know what that means? That's 14 out of 14, which is a ding-dang 100%. What? 100%?
100%.
I also have another announcement.
What?
It is my favorite album of all time.
What?
You idiot Pacina Chodesny with the red drop liberloving lit Sophie so Devotchka watch her garble spatchko at the Roz shop split her dead from his dang idiot Pacina girl loves me.
You're serious?
I'm very serious.
It's your favorite album of all time.
It's so
Topping
fantastic.
Out Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah, it's pushed Jagged Little Pill into number 2. Everything's just pushed down
This is such
one.
an interesting decision you've made.
I know, but the more I think about this album, the more fantastic it is. And I think that's a good, and it's only been out for 2 days, so how can you say it's really your favorite album? But I know that it is. I know that it will be. I think it's musically better than anything else I've ever heard ever.
Well, you see, this is. Let me think real quick. Whenever you question why I have things in my top 10, you're like, why is Jagged Little Pill on number 10? You ask me all the time. I just, musically, David Bowie's Black Star is superior to Jagged Little Pill.
Oh yeah, any day.
Because it's just in a different league, and that's what I It is. It's hard to push pop songs in with this, because this is just inherently better.
Yeah.
It's just more thought out, more complex.
Better
than
it's just better.
A lot of things.
And Especially, it is one of the only albums that I could listen to beginning to end and not skip a song. Even Jagged Little Pill, I skip one song, you know? And so everything else just pales in comparison. It is just a fantastically well thought out, well constructed, well performed, well written, well produced, well released, well received, phenomenal album. And if this is David Bowie's last album, if you know, because it took him 10 years to release The Next Day, and then it took him 3 years to release this. If this is his last album, this is a wonderful legacy to leave behind, especially with all the other albums.
I hope he releases a sequel.
Yeah, I want it to be just as weird as this. I don't want him. He can't go back from this. He can't go back to fucking Life on Mars. You know, he can't go back to Space Oddity, like, which are fantastic songs, but he can't go back from this. Like, this is a huge, bold step, and unlike any I've ever heard in the history of ever.
It's really just true art.
Yeah. Let's do packaging. Alright, this is Black Star by Bowie. This is the only identifier of what this album is. These are a stylistic way of spelling Bowie, which I thought was fascinating. You know, you got the B-O-W-I-E. Weird as fuck, doesn't read that at all, but, you know, once you know it, you can't unsee it. So then you open it up. It's got a trifold here. You got the lyrics to Black Star as like a constellation with this picture of
Can't really see
Mr. Bowie. Yeah, it's black on black. You're not going to be able to see like any of this. Then there's like a universe. There's the CD.
Very black.
Yeah. Is any of this
Bowie.
Coming out?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Then you got in this upper sleeve a nice little booklet with Mr. Bowie. This is literally impossible to see. Like, you will not see any of this. Lyrics, photos, designs, decals, lyrics to Lazarus, lyrics, photos, just more like it's
so good.
It's packaged
good
so
package.
beautifully.
Good package.
It's, you know, and then it has credits, all the songs written, produced by David Bowie and his friend David Visconti. Great album. I can't wait to see the vinyl. I will do a quick spin to show off the vinyl because I'm imagining it will be just as sexy as the CD, but 10 times bigger.
Heard it, folks.
So, needless to say, I was extremely impressed by this album. Pretty much everything else for the rest of the year is going to be terrible, but tomorrow, or next week, we are reviewing another new release, Panic at the Disco's newest album, Death of a Bachelor, which should be interesting since the only song that I've really know of theirs is I Chime In with a Haven't You People Ever Heard of Closing the Goddamn Door.
Yeah, he's not the biggest
It's much
fan.
better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality. I chime in. Haven't you people...